The Church of England may be struggling with dwindling congregations as more than a quarter of churches no longer hold a service every Sunday. But there's a thing called Kingdom Wrestling, charity in Shipley, just outside Bradford, which is putting on services in a church with prayer, worship, and yes, pile drivers. And the idea is to bring in new audience, men who don't want to go to church, partly among them. Wrestling and religion might not seem like obvious bedfellows, but professional wrestler Gaz Angel Thompson believes the sport can be a powerful way to explore faith-based themes and convey Bible stories by combining faith and muscle power. Kingdom Wrestling introduces... Sorry, this is just so funny. It's going to work, though. It introduces the teachings of Jesus in a novel and accessible way. And, of course, I'm now going to have to wrestle as a way to getting to heaven, which is brilliant. Not all athletes at Kingdom Wrestling are religious, but they collaborate to create a space where the community can share faith in a way that feels natural and not at all preachy. So what about that? Baptisms combined with body slams. Gaz Angel Thompson is in the studio with me. Hello.
Hi, Jeremy. Good to be here.
Well, where do we start? Firstly, describe what I'm wearing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so you are actually wearing the gear I wear out into the ring. You got my vest top on, which says pray, eat, wrestle, repeat. It's a great mantra for life. And you got my little purple wrestling trunks on that says angel across your backside.
Do I look as if and the trunks, if I may say so, are very skimpy. There's a lot of thigh exposed. Do I look like the sort of person who would cause you trouble in the ring?
I think you could have a go. I don't know if you cause me trouble. I think you need a bit more muscle mass.
Before we get, because we've got mats over on the floor and we're going to try some, what are we going to do, some Chinese burns or?
Yeah, no, we can do a collar and elbow tie-up. I can get you in a headlock, a wrist lock. I might even let you do a wrestling chop, which is a slap to the chest.
Brilliant. So before we do that, let's talk about the serious matter of, this is about trying to get, I suppose, maybe young men in particular to see that church isn't just about standing there in a suit and tie and singing hymns.
Yeah, I heard you reference the Why Men Don't Go to Church book.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic book. I read it all the time. And I found myself in a church which is predominantly female in its presentation, a lot of talking about their feelings, a lot of prayer, a lot of private, quiet space, and not a lot of boisterousness. And for me, I was excited about faith. I was excited about God and the transforming power of Jesus. And I wanted to talk more about that. So I wasn't finding it. And I was like, there's loads of guys like me out there.
That's such an interesting thing to say. I've never thought that church is female. I guess, I need to really think about that, because I do actually, I've started going to church again this year. And I go on a Sunday, go to a lovely church. But there's a lot of stained glass there. And they do have sort of candles and incense and stuff. I suppose it's quiet in it, but I like that.
Yeah.
But do you think it would be better if some quieter churches had a bit more noise? And you say, as you say, a bit more boisterous.
Yeah, I think less so noise, but more so kind of inviting in this idea that we are in a battle of good versus evil.
Wow.
There is that in the world.
Yeah.
And how are we preparing our young men to be strong and stand up for their faith and not be ashamed of their faith and only ever talk about it on a Sunday? Why can't they be alive with it every day of the week and take it into their hobbies and take it into their workplace and just be confident in Christ? That's what we're doing with the wrestling.
What came first for you, the faith or the wrestling?
They both kind of happened alongside each other,
really
interestingly. So to go into my story, I grew up in a council estate. Dad left when I was a kid. Mum struggled with alcohol. I was abused as a child by an older male relative. Homeless at 15, living in a skip. So that's my background. And when I get to church and I'm just there in worship, and I was invited one morning, I found myself broken down in tears and I couldn't control this emotion. And some guy said to me, you just felt love for the first time and you didn't know what to do with it. So my journey of faith was exploring that and trying to figure that out.
That's amazing.
What does that mean? But then about 6 months after I started attending the church, I found a wrestling training school. And I used to sit with my grandmother on a Friday night. She'd pull out the VHS tapes of World of Sport Wrestling.
You're joking. What, Dickie Davis?
Dickie Davis, Jimmy Breaks, Johnny Sane,
Kendo Nagasaki.
Kendo Nagasaki, Big Daddy Jack
Big Daddy,
Haystacks.
yeah.
You two big name
I
guys.
loved, and then they then said that was all fixed, and I was so devastated because I used to watch it every Saturday.
Yeah,
it was 10 to 5. Oh, you won't remember, you weren't born, but it was. Just your granny had all the tapes.
My granny had all the tapes.
Oh,
so she'd watch
that. Could
that.
she lend them? Seriously,
no, I don't. They're not around anymore. I don't think. But she'd watch it. It's all on YouTube now, I guess. She'd watch it, and then we would watch the WWF after that. So then I would be watching The Rock and Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker and Hulk Hogan. Majority of those guys are actually Christians themselves now. And I saw that and was like, that is not who I am, because I was this broken young man. And I wanted that. So when I found the wrestling school, I thought, this is amazing. I can explore this now. And then I felt challenged about bringing the two worlds together, because it really was a platform. You know, I'm performing in front of, you know, young people, in front of crowds across the country.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be unashamed of my faith. So I combined the two.
Okay, look, we've got to have to do this, because
Sure.
So I'm going to take my headphones off. I'm going to head round. Come
To-
on,
yeah,
so we've
into
got
the
Matt's
arena.
over here. And when producer Ellie said, "Can you do this?" I just said yes. So I don't.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know what I'm getting into. Well, I've got a microphone up there. That's useful. So you're standing on the mat with me.
Yes.
And now let's imagine we're starting a wrestling match,
Yeah.
and you could immediately you're nervous because you can see there's something about me. You
Yeah.
can
Oh
see-
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're
But you're bigger.
unassumingly.
You're stronger.
Yeah, so what do? We want to feel each other out as
God,
wrestlers. The first thing in a match is what we call a collar and elbow tie-up.
Right.
And we come in together and we lock up.
Tell me how. Go on. Lock
so
in.
it's collar and you mimic, so you do that.
I've got my
And then
hand on the back of your neck.
on my neck, and then elbow, you grab the inside of my
Grab the elbow.
That's a collar and elbow.
I've seen this on TV. And then do we start kind of?
And we kind of... That's it. We've seen how strong each other is. We've seen how strong each other is. And then one of us may take the advantage.
Would I go into a roll?
No, you would stay in this, where we're connected here, so you might even grab my head, so your arm will come around the back.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me in a headlock.
I
Get
got
that
you in
arm
a
around there,
headlock.
that's it. And then pull in tight, get your chest up, show the crowd that you're in control.
Yes!
That's it. Keep that lock on.
Yes!
Nice and tight.
I've got him!
Then I might try and get out
Do
of
we
it.
start counting?
Oh, no, I might break this hold.
Oh.
I might get that arm up your back.
Oh. Right, at this point, do I surrender or
No, we're in a fight. You don't
we're
surrender.
Not surrendering.
No, you might try and just step back. If you step backwards on the
Yes.
side of me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, now you got my arm.
I've got you.
Oh, you've got my waist. How do I get out of this? He's trying to get up. I may
Right, that's
go
it.
for a lift.
Submit!
You know, you might just get me down.
Oh!
And I'll pull you in.
Oh,
Get
my
you
God.
in here.
I'm up your leg. He's got my legs.
Get the referee.
Ah!
1, 2, 3.
Ah!
Angel wins.
Right, and at that point, I've got a bit closer to God.
Yeah, maybe. So this is the
love
thing.
that.
This is the thing. This is all a
I've
performance.
done that for years.
Yeah, I've done that for years.
Not since my brother and I used to fight. Look, I'm on the ground, what I tried to do was, I had a taxi there.
Yeah.
I was going to, just tell me what I did wrong.
Go
I
on.
got on your back, and
Yeah.
I was going to try and pull you backwards.
You're in the worst position there. Because
then
I could have
I
just
realised-
got you up. And
But
then
you could
dropped
have fallen on me.
That as well, yeah.
Okay, listen, do have a seat. That's a day's work. Goodness me.
Now we'll be doing that for 20 minutes.
Oh, but
Live
also
in
what I
one
love
take.
is the sheer gumption.
Yeah.
It's so physical.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
We don't behave like that in our society now.
No, we don't. But this
You
is what
need
wrestling
someone's
is.
permission before you jump on them.
Yeah, of course. All about consent, of course. No, we see wrestling as a performance, and that is a way that we can take a theme like racism or violence towards women, and we can play it out in a way that is very soap opera. It's very
I
theatre.
don't know. I wasn't soap. I was properly trying to mangle you there.
Yeah, you tried your best.
But I think you've got some moves. What's your worst move?
My worst move?
Yeah.
I call it the fall from grace. So I essentially hook your arm around here and I lift you in the air and just drop you straight into the floor, full force.
Why didn't
drive
you
you
do?
down.
Were you worried what I would do back to you?
I didn't want to break your floor.
Okay. Thank you so much. Look, I took my glasses off so I can't see anything, but we were speaking to Gaz Angel Thompson, who watched all the Dickie Davis World of Sport Wrestling because his granny had it on VHS. I love that. And it's Kingdom Wrestling, which is a Christian professional wrestling charity based at St. Peter's Church in Shipley. God bless you. Thank you, sir.